RealFam, welcome to another episode of Sis Give Yourself Grace, the healing edition. I don't know how many times I've re-recorded this video or attempted to record it. Just now, I'm recording outside. As you can see, I've been meaning to do this, but something keeps coming up. If you are consistent and you follow my content consistently, you would have noticed that I paused on the series. Obviously, this is the finale, the last episode of the healing edition, but you would have noticed that it kind of took a while. So much was coming in between. Well, apart from the exams, I got 2 distinctions from my first term. I'm excited. My second term is coming up soon, so I'm excited and more motivated. And I'm realizing, RealFam, that time flies, hey? A year is nothing. Literally, a year is nothing. The other day, I was celebrating Didi. So Didi, guys, we are recording outside, so if there's a bit of noise, please forgive me. It's a bit windy today. I keep having to touch my tripod so that it doesn't fall off. But okay, let me come back to our video for the day. Let me not digress. So the other day I was celebrating 1 year milestone of owning a car, and it just dawned to me that actually a few months ago I was struggling, not knowing how to get by, or just having to make plans. Not necessarily struggling, because I eventually found help. I was able to get a Lyft club after using Uber for a few weeks. I must say, guys, Uber is expensive if you're going to use it each and every day, and if you're traveling at a longer distance, especially on traffic, it can be expensive. So that was my life before I got my car, and before I got a Lyft club with a colleague of mine who, God bless her, happened to be staying closer to where I was staying. So that worked out well until I got my car, and then we started now alternating. We would use my car, we would use hers, and the rest was history. And a year later, I'm here celebrating my brand new car, and it's just amazing. Well, it's 1 year old rather. It's 1 year old, but I'm still grateful. And before I wrap up this video, sorry for jumping in with that part, not just going straight to the video, but I just this became an epiphany. I got an epiphany from God to say, Nthabi, there's so much more that I have in store for you. And while I have so much more in store for you, please continue to celebrate the blessing or all that I've blessed you with. So I think this is a message, not just to myself. It's a message, RealFam, to you as well, to also celebrate what God has blessed you with, what God has trusted you with today. Because if you're gonna wait for those big things that you've prayed for, but yet you can't celebrate the little that you have, or celebrate half of the things that you have currently. And I just want to take out this little, the word little, from my tongue, because in God's eyes nothing is little. And also, I look at what I have, I look at the car that I have. It doesn't matter how much I got my car for, it doesn't matter the model of my car, it doesn't matter what, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. At some point, I didn't even own that. I didn't have that car. I didn't even think that I'll have that car. So definitely, RealFam, I am here to say, hey, let's continue to celebrate and appreciate where we are and what God has blessed us with or trusted us with. Yeah, this wind is doing the most, but you know what? So, RealFam, the main reason why I shared my journey was because I believe that there's someone out there who who can take something from what I said. And this is not in any way to say that I'm encouraging you to get into divorce or get into marriage with the mindset that, you know what, I might get divorced. No, don't do that. Get into marriage because you love it, you love the person, and you want to experience it, and you believe in it. Do it because you love the person, and do it for love. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. But on top of that, this is not in any way to say that I want you to prepare yourself for the worst. You cannot get into a situation having the what ifs in mind. You know, I think the what ifs that you have, that you should have, should be, what if all can go great? Okay, that's if you have the what ifs, but I don't even think you should have the what ifs. I believe that you should experience life for yourself and kind of see how it will go for you. All right, don't try to, you know, compare yourself with others. Don't try to compare your relationship with other people's relationships. It doesn't work like that. Don't even do that. And just because I shared my divorce journey does not mean I'm even comparing myself to divorced people out there, because your story is different to mine. You know your journey, and I'm not gonna be here and compare, simply to share how this journey made me feel. Okay, so something I didn't allow my divorce to do to me was to change my life or change my perspective or stop me from achieving the things that I wanted. Because I've noticed that, I mean, I watch a lot of divorce conversations, I listen to people, I engage with people that have been through that. Okay, and some find it hard to make a comeback because of what they've been through. It's hard for them to leave again because they feel like, you know what, this person was my world, of which I don't think that anyone is your world except for God. Okay, you can claim your life back. Just because you break up you broke up with someone does not mean it's the end of you. And there is you before someone else. I believe that there is you before that person. Yes, you might have shared something beautiful, and you might have carried each other, you know, in different ways, which is great, but that does not mean you should now forget you or lose a part of you and feel like the only way you could balance is when you have that person. I really don't think so. But of course, it's a daunting feeling because you're used to being or living with this person for so many years, and then the next thing, boom, it's not happening. I know I spent months and months trying to live my life, but I would remember, or I'll have memories of certain things, or even things around me, things that I will see and everything, they'll just remind me of this person. And yes, it's normal because you spent so many years being with this person, so it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Accept it and just be able to control your feelings and understand that this is bound to happen because I had something great with this person. So that's why all of this is happening. So that's basically what I want to say, real fam. And just to take you back, when I moved out of my divorce, my marital home, I almost said my divorce home, my marital home, real fam, I left there with my bags, my clothes, my bookshelf, a few mugs, and maybe few beddings. And rightfully so, real fam, because when I moved in, I actually found him in that home, even with some of the things, or most of the things that were there, maybe 90% of the things that were there. I mean, only years later we thought of revamping the home, getting new furniture and all of that. Unfortunately, that happened, or fortunately, that happened before, that didn't happen rather, and the divorce happened before we could even get to that level. So there was really not much I felt like I needed to take ownership of or whatever. But that's besides the point. The point that I'm making is that I had to basically start from scratch, and I just want to share how that journey was for me. um yo Having to restructure your budget and start paying um almost everything on your own, because when you live with someone, you're doing things together and all of that. Now all the responsibilities is on you. Okay, fine, I didn't have issues with that. I think the adjustment or adjusting to that life was the one that was kind of a bit stressful, but I managed. And I just want to say that God was able to help me to do whatever that I needed to do, and I did not pressurize myself. This is what I want to say. Don't put pressure on yourself and want to get everything all at once. I remember my bedding was supposed my bed and mattress was supposed to be delivered the same day that I moved in, but they only delivered the mattress, and the base and whatnot were delivered the next day. Real fam, I slept on my mattress, and it was the most peaceful sleep. I did not even feel some type of way or stress to say, but my bed is not here yet, my base, whatever. That did not matter. I was under a home, an apartment that I had paid for, that I got keys for, and it was my new home, and I was just grateful. And the other thing that I did, which can be something that one could look into, I'm not saying how you should go about things, but how I did it, I looked for an apartment that has a fridge, obviously stove, and your washing machine. So gladly, like, I got all of that. Even more, I got a dryer, I got a dishwasher as well, which was included, and that really made my life easy because I didn't really stress about a lot of things. I managed you know to really navigate life with all of those things, which are the most important things, the basics, where if you're gonna buy food, at least it's stored in the fridge. If you're gonna cook, you know that you have a stove, right? So things like couch and all that, those are things that I got later. Even though I didn't even like the couch that I got because the quality was not the greatest, which I wish I had waited, but it's fine. I still have that couch, but I will be looking into getting a new couch, like a better couch, the quality that I would want. But it worked for me, and I'm grateful. It's still working for me. I'm grateful for that. So let me summarize this. Where am I going with this? Real fam, if you find yourself in situations where you have to start over, focus and plan, and work with what you have, and be able to make your space a comfortable home for you. Because I must say, what really helped me as well to be able to focus on things like my job, um, you know my work, and my healing, was to make sure that certain things are in order, like my home. And I did that, and whatever that was not there yet, I didn't even stress myself. And real fam, it's not even like I didn't have like an extra couch that I could get. When I Where I used to stay before, I owned like a three-piece couch, and I decided to give it away to my siblings. And I was like, okay, this can be available for me to use somehow, because it was in a storage. But I decided, no, it's fine, I can just get my own things at the right time, and that worked out fine. So I'm here to close this chapter and to just say that um, it's time for me to let go of my divorce series. It's time for me to move on to other things. So there's more content that is coming. So I will be doing a podcast series on the Nissan McKnight. You might have seen a few videos where I shared a little bit about the car. So many conversations around that car. I mean, I'm sharing the content because I'm driving that car. So I would like to start that conversation, and please be a part of it. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure that you engage and all of that. But yeah, I think let me leave it here. Let me leave this here. I'm telling you, this video took so much time, and I really don't know why it took so much time, but if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And if it was meant to be like this, it was meant to be like this. And yeah, I hope you took something out of the series. What can I say? I think from all videos that I've shared around my divorce journey, I just want to say, may you take a piece of you in my story, and may you not compare your life with mine, but find a piece of you. If there's something that speaks to you, take it. If there's nothing that speaks to you, then don't take it. But I appreciate you nevertheless. I appreciate your love and you being here.